Well, it's the biggest game for the Tampa Bay Rowdies since joining USL Championship 3 years ago. Welcome, everybody, to Al Lang Stadium in the Eastern Conference semifinals as the Tampa Bay Rowdies host the Charleston Battery. I'm Drew Felios, along with my partner Ryan Davis, who is down on the field. Just 4 teams remain in the East: St. Louis, Louisville City, Tampa Bay Rowdies, and Charleston Battery. Now, the Rowdies can still host the Eastern Conference Finals next week if St. Louis takes care of business, and the Rowdies, of course, take care of the Battery here tonight. But that is much easier said than done. Charleston has given Tampa Bay so many problems this year. Ryan, what has led to Charleston's success against Tampa Bay?
Well, Drew, styles make fights, and Charleston's style is completely different to the Tampa Bay Rowdies' own. Tampa Bay Rowdies use more possession and finesse, while Charleston are more disruptors. They're a lot more physical than Tampa Bay. What they try to do is try to counter-press, steal possession, and make use of the room behind the wings of the Rowdies' offense. Now, the Rowdies, to counteract that tonight, have provided some defensive cover on those wings. We should give them a chance to counteract that style, that physical style that Charleston are bringing tonight.
And also, Ryan, more firepower tonight off the bench from Tampa Bay. It worked to perfection last week.
Well, the Tampa Bay Rowdies have the most effective bench in the USL. 8 of their 29 goals have come off the bench this year alone. They have Malik Johnson, Leo Fernandez, and Lucky Mkwasana. They can all provide goal-scoring opportunities and assists that can decide this game.
We've set the stage. It's the Battery, and it's the Rowdies. It's coming up next on ESPN+.
This is crazy.
No, what's crazy is you don't think I'm a soccer superfan.
And you think you can block all 15 of my shots in different jerseys.
Yep, one for each dealership we have in the Tampa Bay area.
Yeah, all right, Mr. Superfan, we'll see.
You're right, that was crazy.
They're going to be the official sponsor of the Tampa Bay Rowdies?
You know it. You got like an ice bath around here or something? When you make it Morgan, we make it happen.
The fighting spirit is one we all share. Amanda Nunes wears hers with pride. From standing up for herself against the doubters, to being the only woman in her MMA training gym. Amanda refused to let stereotypes get in her way. Whether inside the octagon or out. Since 1925, we've proved that it doesn't matter where you come from. It matters what you're made of. Modelo, the official beer of UFC.
A great challenge still lies before us, Florida. And as we try to understand this new normal, we must remember, things aren't normal. Not yet. So let's all keep doing our part to stay healthy until it is. We are One Florida. And Florida Blue remains committed to the one place we've ever called home.
Jennifer Davis was the last person you'd expect to have a heart attack. But despite appearances, she had a spontaneous coronary artery dissection of the left anterior descending artery. But after being rushed to Baycare's St. Anthony's Hospital cath lab, doctors inserted 2 stents, which opened her artery. And thank heaven, this extremely rare attack was treated at an extremely rare hospital.
Moments away from kickoff, the Rowdies in the Battery tonight on ESPN Plus for the chance to go to the Eastern Finals. Charleston will come out in a 4-2-3-1. Stavros Zarakostas, number 16, has been a Rowdies killer this year. 5 goals on the season, 3 of them against Tampa Bay. Also, Nick Daly and Zico Lewis in the midfield, among the best in USL Championship. And for the Rowdies, they'll come out in a 3-5-2. Forrest Lasso, tremendous in the back. 95 clearances here in a shortened 2020 season. Juan Tejada has got to contribute offensively to Tampa Bay tonight. And Sebastian Dahlgaard, number 23, outstanding last week and a key assist in the first half, hooking up with Seba Guenzati. Neil Collins in his 3rd season with the Rowdies. They've gotten better and better, and here they are, 2nd round of the playoffs. meeting Mike Anhauser, a legend in USL Championship, part of the USL Hall of Fame, a player, now a coach in Charleston, a fixture with the organization. And tonight, here we are, probably the best weather night of the year. Tampa Bay and Charleston, and our keys to the match.
Well, tonight the Rowdies have to pressure the passer. Charleston look forward to when Rowdies lose possession to attack the wings. The Rowdies have to pressure the passer and not allow Charleston to get that ball behind their wing backs and attack their center backs. Charleston, as I just mentioned, have to attack the wings. That's the Rowdies' soft spot as the Tampa Bay Rowdies come forward.
About 1,500 fans here at Al Lang tonight. And they were tailgating as early as 4 o'clock just outside the stadium. Fit time. Battery and Rowdies have hooked up, and we're underway from Al Lang Stadium. Charleston defeating Charlotte last week 2-1. Needed extra time to do it. The Rowdies got by Birmingham in a wild game. Goals by Doherty, Guenzati, M. Kosana, and Fernandez. And a 4-2 victory. And last time these two teams met just 2 weeks ago. And of course the conditions were much different as Joe Kuzminski, not the starting keeper. Phil Barino was in net the last time these two teams locked up. But the conditions much different tonight. And how do you think that will affect play?
Well, the physicality of Charleston, the sort of wet, slick conditions 2 weeks ago, completely played into the visitors' hands. Tonight it's dry, a nice fast surface. The ball is going to roll consistently on the ground, as you can see there. That plays into the Rowdies' more sort of finesse sort of play. But both teams flying sky high with confidence. Like you mentioned, Charleston winning here 2 weeks ago, and then the Rowdies with a 4-goal breakout session just 1 week ago here in Al Lang.
Jan Ecker in a crowd. And the ball will belong to the Tampa Bay Rowdies. Lakowecki working from the corner, and a corner kick coming up for the home side.
True set pieces have been so big for the Rowdies, and a downfall for Charleston. They've allowed two goals on set pieces in consecutive games, the Battery. One against Charleston just last week, and the week before that, the Rowdies got on the scoring sheet through Forrest Lasso off a corner kick from a Jordan Scarlett flick on and a Lasso header at the last post. Let's see if we see the same thing here. Number 5 Scarlett may run to the first post with Lasso staying at the last. Zach Steinberger tries to find a consistent piece of turf here for the corner kick.
Steinberger, here the in-swinger, second season with Tampa Bay. He's got 3 assists this year. And let's see where his placement. Nice curl on this ball. It's headed. Oh, just over the crossbar. Great attempt. And it was Jordan Scarlett who nearly got the Rowdies on the board.
Well, Jordan Scarlett trying to do the damage again like he did 2 weeks ago. Last time it was a flick on. This time straight to the last post. Got over his marker, but just couldn't keep it down.
Guillen gets wrestled to the ground. This is the physicality we're talking about with Charleston. Trying to work it inside the box. Lasso is there, and Lasso going to deliver that physicality here tonight. He has been so key for the Rowdies. The lumberjack in the back.
Such a calming influence, and also an emotional leader in the back line. Really sort of instigates things for the Rowdies and keeps a cool head on his shoulders. And boy, does he get timely goals as well. That goal last 2 weeks ago against Charleston, much needed by Coach Collins, even though it was in a losing effort.
Take it away. This is Jan Ecker. Jan Ecker has given the Rowdies offense such a jolt. As Dahlgaard now works it. Dahlgaard looking for the cross. There it is. Lakowecki waits for it. Tejada watches it sail over his head again. The Rowdies aggressive attacking.
Well, the so-called new guy, Sebastian Dahlgaard, the Great Dane, and Max Lakowecki on his left-hand side. Again, Coach Collins brings his 2 sturdy and industrious wing backs into the game. Sebastian Dalgard showing yet again how skillful he is on one-on-one situations. Did a great job against Birmingham last week, setting up a goal, and almost setting up another with Lakawecki at the last post.
I guarantee you, he was a guy that was not in the scouting report last week for Birmingham as a giveaway by Charleston, looking perhaps a little bit jittery here in the opening moments.
Well, both teams have shown very clearly they're going to high press, trying to find some mistakes and get an easy goal to change the flow of the game. You saw just a while ago Charleston pressuring Lasso. This time it was the Rowdies pressuring the battery. The result, second corner kick for the game for the home team.
Tejada in position. And once again, it will be Steinberger handling this corner kick.
And this is the exact side that they went to Scarlett at the first post and Lasso at the last. Let's see if they do it again.
Ball on the way. Line driven into the 6. It's still alive. Rowdy's trying to get a foot on it, can't do it. And now here comes the battery.
Forrest Lasso was just mugged in the box. I don't think the referee got a good look at it, but he's pleading his case right now as he walks past the referee. As Aaron Guillen prepares to get this throw in.
Well, a spot in the USL Championship is on the line next weekend. The Championship Conference Finals next Saturday, October 24th. Every goal, every save, every celebration on ESPN Plus on the way to the USL Championship Final, November 1st, 8:30 on ESPN and ESPN Deportes. Rowdies attacking once more. Numbers nearly squeezed to pass through there.
First look at Angelo Kelly on the ball, the number 21 for the battery. Such an anchor in midfield, and his partner in crime, Robbie Crawford, on the ball. There's Crawford again, box-to-box midfielder from Scotland. And the Grenadian international, AJ Patterson. So many players to choose from for this Charleston team.
And tremendous weapons that are Costas. 16, I guarantee will be a marked man here tonight as Scarlett hammers it out. And the battery will have their first corner kick. There is Stavros Zarakostas. The midfielder has just been sensational against Tampa Bay. Had the game winner up at their place, and here a couple weeks ago, got the brace.
True, you and I were joking before the game. I think he was bugging the referee like an hour before the game, asking when it's going to start. 3 goals against the Rowdies. He was sharpening his boots before he got into the field. The Greek, there he is. And also the type of goals he has scored as well. Just fantastic individual strikes.
So now it's Robbie Crawford time for Charleston. Huge offseason get for the battery. And Crawford will hammer it far post. It'll be headed out by the Rowdies. No damage done. Just underway here in downtown St. Pete. There's Logan Gadula, defender for the Men in Black here tonight. Angelo Kelly. Now the Charleston battery will build from the back.
Drew, as this team passes the ball around the back, Charleston, just like their counterparts, the Rowdies, have been unbelievable defensively. Rowdies allowing 17 goals all season long. And the battery 16. Just a testament to these two teams and how they're built.
Looking around the park tonight, this is why I think this park, one of the most beautiful in USL Championship. Al Lang Stadium. If you've never been out here for a soccer match, you have to simply come out and see for yourself.
Well, with the yachts lined up just about a block away, and that sea breeze coming through. And of course, Skyway Casuals and Ralph's Mob, there's that sea breeze. It is like a park within a soccer field.
Twitter live tonight at Drew Sports TV and at Ryan Davis COYR. Evan Loro, goal kick for Tampa Bay.
Just to correct that statistic a little while ago, it was actually 13 goals, much to do with Evan Loro on the screen. That's how much goals Tampa Bay Rowdies have allowed all season long.
Seba Guinzati trying to get some position. Gets up off the turf and can't control it. And now it's Gadula the other way. Headed up the pitch by Angelo Kelly. And now Lasso will take care of it for the Rowdies. Rowdies defensively have conceded 13 goals in 17 games. That's, of course, less than a goal a game. Big question tonight, can they handle Zico Lewis? Number 10. Here's Patterson now getting it in position and cut down quickly by Dalgard.
Some wayward passing right now in the opening minutes as the ball gets into the attacking field from both teams. You mentioned Zico Lewis a little while ago, Drew. Anybody who's seen Lionel Messi play for Barcelona, it's exactly where the little number 10 plays for Charleston. He sort of drifts out into that right-hand side and then comes into the middle of the park away from his marker and picks that ball up into that middle area and tries to create for Mauro Cicero and of course Nicky Daly from Jamaica.
Kuzminski, 23 saves on the season. Only conceded 6 times. Were you a little surprised to see him get the start in net tonight?
I did. Just the other day we saw Breno started 2 weeks ago and he did such a great job against the Rowdies, Phil Breno. Kuzminski came right back and staked his claim between the posts tonight.
Crawford touches back now. Leland Archer, big center back out of the College of Charleston, and it'll be a throw-in for the Battery. So Lewis throws it in now here in the 11th minute.
As of right now, Charleston completely sort of changing their MO right now, holding a lot of possession, not known for a possessive sort of team. They like to counter quickly with direct passes to their front four. Now with the Rowdies pressuring just at the third now, giving Kuzminski on the ball right now a lot of time to pick out passes and to give this back line some room to move the ball around. As you see Gwenzati now looking to press.
Kuzminski comes up and hammers it for the Battery. Charleston winning 3 straight against the Rowdies. The Rowdies did defeat the Battery, though, back on July 31st. That was a 2-0 result. So as good as Charleston, it certainly can be accomplished here, but they are going to need a full team effort. Loro will hammer it out for Tampa Bay, and now the Rowdies will try and turn. How about Jordan Doherty, the midfielder out of Ireland? What a lift he has given this club as Dalgard now holds things up, and the Rowdies will share it with everybody.
People forget that Jordan Doherty's only 19 years old with passes like that.
Lakawecki, left-footed blast into the box. And Kuzminski watches it right into his hand.
Well, it was the right type of cross by Lakawecki. It looked like Gadula got a piece of it. And in the end, ended up right in Kuzminski's hands. Kuzminski, rather. Just comparing Kuzminski and Breno. Phil Breno. Kuzminski, 4 clean sheets. Phil Breno's 2 clean sheets for the year. Maybe that played a part in Coach Anhauser's decision.
That's Lewis. Angelo Kelly trying to collect for Charleston. Numbers get up the pitch, and now the Battery will throw it in. Also a thing to keep in mind, last time these two teams faced off 2 weeks ago, it was a yellow card festival. 9 of them handed out. 18 fouls just by the Rowdies alone. So they got kind of lured into that ultra physical game, and that's really not Tampa Bay's game, is it?
Not at all. I think the conditions sort of played a part that night. We saw Charleston come out early and often and delivered some hard tackles on the Rowdies, and then there was a reaction by the home team. And like you said, kind of got them out of their game and played right into Charleston's hands. And Mr. Zaracosta's right foot.
Not the story here thus far. Pretty clean here in the 14th minute. A.J. Patterson touches forward. Scarlett. And now Steinberger.
A great idea by Charleston, trying to switch the play, but a heavy touch by A.J. Patterson. And Jordan Scarlett read it. It looks like the Rowdies, because Charleston have been having so much possession, the Rowdies are now trying to go direct and trying to catch Charleston as their back line moves up.
Head coach Neil Collins tonight, when asked about overcoming the mountain that is the Charleston Battery, he said, I don't care who we are playing. We are going to win this game. and we're going to advance. Bold statement.
Well, that's the sort of confidence he bleeds into this team. Boy, does it show every single week, whether in our land or away. They just play with their same sort of brand, their same style. And every player from 1 to 22 has to show up and deliver if picked.
He's got the confidence in this group. They have been just such a joy to coach throughout such a different 2020 year. Put on the shelf for several months. Players never stop coming to the park, put the work in, and it has showed for sure. Lasso and Doherty now working from the center circle.
True, I am loving this. It is like a cup final here. Both teams not willing to give up an inch.
Tejada shoved from behind clearly, doesn't get the whistle. Crowd wanted it. A.J. Patterson now countering for the Battery. Charleston will take a shot from distance. It's deflected. And the Rowdies will come up with it with Lakawecki.
But both teams sitting back deep in their own halves now. Here it is again. Charleston retreating all the way back, trying to bring Tampa Bay onto them and looking to counter-attack, as we just saw a couple of seconds ago. And it has proven to be so effective for this Charleston Battery team.
Well, fans, you can follow the Rowdies and the rest of USL Championship all playoffs long on ESPN+. Join nearly 8 million sports fans who have discovered ESPN+ and watch the championship live every week. Sign up today at ESPNplus.com. Steinberger in traffic. Now far side. Lakawecki, second start tonight for the Rowdies. Played extremely well last week.
Just to give you an idea of the different styles, the Rowdies have made 1,400 more passes than this Charleston team all season long. This with excellent defensive effort by Zarakostas, who waves the finger. The Greek plays with emotion, and his coach loves that. Just going back to what I was saying, the Rowdies, here's the replay. Dalgard is shifting motion, change of pace. The number 16, Zarakostas, read it, and here comes the finger waving, like the Kembe Mutombo back in the days with the NBA.
Good matchup there. You know, we're watching one other game tonight, Louisville City and St. Louis FC. And if St. Louis can somehow come out of there with a victory and the Rowdies take care of their business as well, a home game for the Rowdies would await in the league semifinals. Doherty and Dalgard. Nice little 1-2 there to Guenzati. El Capitan, what a season he has had, 9 goals for Seba.
Rowdies have to start moving the ball quickly when it gets into the last third. And the change across the field has to be quicker as well. A lot of the times, the Rowdies depend on that change of direction, as we see from Jan Ekra now, to try and create some space.
Ekra on the ground here to Dalgard. Dalgard, oh, tough shot there, and there you see Zarakostas challenging. That is going to be a great matchup all night long.
It is, and Zarakostas, who's such an offensive type player, showing his defensive qualities. And Sebastian Dalgard seems like he's going to enjoy the duel himself, not willing to pass the ball up, wants to take the number 16 on all night.
Ekra. Guillen, and now Lakawecki. A little bit of pressure now coming from the Battery, and the Rowdies back off just a bit.
Here comes that quick change of pace now, and change of play.
Both teams settling in nicely. Dalgard now decides to go. Sebastian Dalgard to Steinberger. Zach Steinberger circling, and he'll hit Scarlett. Jordan Scarlett, service time in the box. And a good job by the Battery elevating.
Oh, what a delivery by Jordan Scarlett, but he's out of position now. What a comeback that was by the number 5. He was up on the right-hand side with the cross, tracked all the way back and won the tackle. But what a peach of a cross it was too.
Beautiful pass there. Guenzati trying to get through traffic, had it poked away. And now this is Robbie Crawford. As far as the score is concerned, Do you think Tampa Bay can possibly win 1-0, or do you see this as more of a high-scoring affair here tonight?
I think the ability of this Charleston Battery team, with the weapons they have, Nikkei Daly, Mara Cicelo, and Zara Costas, and of course Zico Lewis, they have enough in them to get a goal, whatever ground they play in. Same with the Rowdies. So I think this match tonight may end up more of a 2-1 on either side, or a 1-1 going into extra time. I just don't see one team or the other getting shut out for a full 90 minutes.
All will belong to Tampa Bay. Well, what a chess match we're seeing here thus far. Two great coaches, as we introduced you, to Neil Collins and Michael Anhauser. At this point, you've seen each other 5 times. There are no secrets.
You can finish each other's words, you can finish each other's drinks. You know exactly what you're going to talk about in the next conversation. That's Charleston and Tampa Bay.
And both were the class of Group H in the shortened 2020 season. Of course, Miami and Atlanta, lots of work to do. Miami showing signs, though, of life late in the season, as Miami took it to Charleston in that late season affair that really was the difference to be the champion in Group H.
Well, full credit to Paul Dalglish and that Miami outfit. He has turned that thing around down in South Florida. And the Charleston Battery just didn't know what they ran into. All they had to do was come out there without a tie or a win, and they would have won the Eastern Group H. And in the end, Miami with a stunning victory.
Well, since 1947, Select has been the leader in soccer ball quality and innovation, the official ball supplier of USL Championship in many of the elite leagues throughout Europe. For the latest Select products and special offers, go to SelectSportAmerica.com. That's SelectSportAmerica.com. 21 minutes in, scoreless. Tampa Bay Rowdies and Charleston Battery so thrilled that you are here. Weather really has cooled off throughout the country. Never thought it would happen, though, here in the Tampa Bay area. It was beautiful in that pregame.
It's been a long summer and welcomed here in the St. Petersburg area.
Taken away, Battery now with an opportunity as they get numbers up the field. Angelo Kelly, he goes down, and a whistle will come in on Jan Ekra.
It just shows what Angelo Kelly can do. Just such an orchestrator in the middle of the park, but he can also run with the ball as well. And Jan Ekra, fully aware of that, wants to stop the number 21 as quickly as he can, so he does not build up any momentum and create options for Zara Costas on this left-hand side.
St. Louis active early in that game against Louisville City. They had a PK, missed it. And Louisville City getting on the board early, as Lancaster delivers just moments ago.
I can't see October without Louisville City.
Robbie Crawford puts this one in motion. And this one will go back to the Rowdies. And once again, Louisville City off to the fast start. 1-0. We'll continue to follow that game, of course, throughout the night.
There's Leland Archer from Trinidad and Tobago.
Yep.
Tracking all the way back, trying to get on the end of that Robbie Crawford chip. And it was Sebastian Dalgard who got in the way and drew the foul.
Yeah, 2 players, Leland Archer, who has just done great work for Charleston, and Nico Rittmeyer, who also has a goal and assist this year. Watching those 2 youngsters come up through the ranks through Tormenta FC, the PDL, of course, now USL League 2, climbing their way to really have solid spots on this Battery roster. Just 2 great young men.
You know, just touching on the Division 2 in USL, what an amazing piece of vision by the USL to build this 3-tier league. Just amazing stage platform for these players to perform and to be covered by ESPN. In the end, the product of American soccer just goes higher and higher.
Ekra now in the midfield. You will not see Dom Maduro on the field tonight, still nursing an injury. Steinberger and Ekra doing their thing here in the midfield, and now this is Jordan Scarlett. Tejada wants to be more active. Ekra Able to stay on his feet now, circles around. And this is Guillen. Ekra floats one. Dalgaard. Able to get his head on it. Zeracostas right there, though.
Here comes that press. Juan Tejada leading the line.
This is Gadula. And Tejada. Tejada. Trying to find some daylight. Kowecki will tap it back.
Juan Tejada deciding to go back out to the left-hand side. You just want to see him be a little more direct and try to force one in.
Oh, nearly. Ended up at the feet of Steinberger, who would have had lots of time and space, and Tejada also watches it go by. I like the early aggression, though, from number 17, Juan Tejada.
Well, so much depends on Zach Steinberger and Juan Tejada in the last third for the Rowdies. Look at the little flick by Zach Steinberger through the legs of Robbie Crawford, but that's the sort of invention you need in the last third to create a goal, create a chance. I'm sure Coach Collins will be excited about that. As Zach Steinberger, his confidence grows, and so does Juan Tejada.
Nicky Daly. And a slide. Layer down for the Rowdies.
Looks like Aaron Guillen won the tackle, but he followed through by Nicky Daly. Means the Mexican got the worst of it. Now CONCACAF crime here, Jamaica on Mexico. Oh, there's that follow through by Daly. Not sure if it was on purpose, but right in front of the referee, who was not impressed.
Well, Daly got a talking to. Do you think it should have been the other way around there?
No, I think Aaron Guillen got enough of the ball. Just that Nicky Daly's follow through with the left leg going into the groin of Aaron Guillen. And there's Sebastian Wenzati trying to pick Leland Archer's pocket, but the tackle from behind. No referee on this planet is going to approve that.
Kuzminski handles it for Charleston. The Battery 10-3-3 on the season. Rowdies a near identical record, just one more win. 11 wins instead of 10 for Tampa Bay. And of course, the one game wiped off the schedule for Charleston. Maybe could have been the difference in challenging for that Group H championship. Battery have come in here with a chip on their shoulder, but tonight the Rowdies are ready. And they're performing it like it here in the first half. Zeracostas now will retreat.
Well, you touched on that cancelled match, Drew, between Loudoun United and Charleston Battery. Another story in the COVID-19 chapter.
Middle of the park, threading one through. Rowdy's able to read it and clear it quickly. And now it's Dalgaard. Whistle benefited there. A.J. Patterson doesn't like the call.
It looks like more was the intent by A.J. Patterson. Just a little too aggressive on Sebastian Dalgaard. Oh, great bit of defending by the number 5.
One back by the Rowdies. Battle in the midfield right now. And now Zeracostas with some space to work with. Gets it right to the middle of the park where it needs to be. Lewis, and the shot taken. Loro drifting over.
That's your first snippet of Zico Lewis coming in from that right-hand side, finding that pocket right in front of the Rowdies back 3, catching everyone napping, and then try to find Mauro Cicero, the Venezuelan. Here's Lewis again. Look at the control. Fakes, then goes to his right. And Mauro Cicero tries the quick snapshot, but doesn't get a hold of it and harmlessly goes out for a goal kick.
Cicero, drafted by FC Dallas a couple seasons ago. Out of SMU. Zico Lewis really picks his spots, though. I don't think anybody does it better throughout the league.
So crafty. So the Rowdies' left-hand side wants to pick him up, and then he drifts into the middle, and they're constantly switching players to pick him up. And eventually he loses his marker and gets free. And then all hell breaks loose as little number 10 starts to wreak havoc.
Rowdies throw it in quickly in Tejada's neighborhood. And Tejada not going to be able to get to it. And mixed it up a little bit over there with a much larger Leland Archer.
Well, the shortest man and the longest hair just bounced up the tallest man with the shortest hair. And Leland Archer. What a matchup that is. Oh.
Seba trying to save it, does just that. The crowd's going to love it.
Just playing with emotion.
Jan Ekra. Ekra, beautiful pass to Guenzati. Shot! Tejada can't get to it. Whizzed right by him. Was flying in from that left side.
Well, it all started with the Uruguayan, El Capitan. Here's Jan Ekra. Puts it back into his path. He looks at the keeper, fakes the shot, and the little dink. But excellent stop again on anticipation by Leland Archer. It was Juan Tejada coming in at the back door, uninvited.
Best chance for the Rowdies right there in the 30th minute.
But that play all started with Guenzati's emotion, the tackling, the saving the ball from going out of bounds, then created havoc because all of Charleston's players were out of position.
Scarlett, service in. Archer again elevating. And now Guenzati and Steinberger.
What a pairing that is back there, Van Schaik and Archer. The Rowdies are going to have to use all their trickery to get through.
Well, a spot in the USL Championship Final on the line next weekend. The Championship Conference Finals begin Saturday, October 24th. Every goal, every save, every celebration on ESPN Plus on the way to the USL Championship Final, November 1st, 8:30 p.m. Eastern on ESPN and ESPN Deportes. Hydration break. See beautiful downtown St. Pete. The backdrop here, Tampa Bay Rowdies in a season where just anything but ordinary. What a job by the staff here for the Rowdies, making sure these games went off without a hitch. Lee Cohen, Rowdies team president, working overtime and much more. And of course, Neil Collins, the job he did keeping this group together throughout everything. And credit the Battery as well in the entire USL Championship. They set the standard throughout professional sports.
Correct. Very rarely you can say the story is not actually about the game, but the mere fact that they could host this during this pandemic has just been a testament to this USL league. Tampa Bay Rowdies, Charleston Battery, everyone in this league playing their part to bring some sort of normalcy back to our lives. As we can see the flags waving.
The enthusiasm, the culture, the excitement of Rowdies soccer, such a big part of this downtown St. Petersburg community. So alive, so vibrant. The St. Pete Pier, the Dolly Museum, Beach Drive, and so many things to do in these parts. We're happy Rowdies soccer was able to continue through such a difficult season. And now just a few more steps left to go. Jan Ekra tries to surge forward, and the ball winds up with Kuzmetsky.
Well, good tracking back by Robbie Crawford. Jan Ekra with a heavy touch. And the number 6 got enough onto it to end up in this man's hands. Kuzmetsky, of course, it's not a back pass. It was not intentional. It was merely a tackle that went into the goalkeeper's direction.
Logan Gadula. Nudge from behind from Tejada. And also Doherty there in the mix.
These fouls may seem chippy, but it just shows the intensity of the game. Nothing is going to get by any part of the field, whether it's in the center circle or in the last third. Everybody's going to be on their P's and Q's, sticking their foot into the challenge. Players are going to get tripped, players are going to get fouled. And that just plays into the intensity of this game.
Another giveaway, Tejada. Ekra lost it, had it for a moment. Again, what stands out with Charleston, just the size, especially that back line. They seem enormous. And see, Lauro trying to get over there. And we will have here a corner kick coming up for the visitors.
Just looking at Zara Costas and that three in front, the three players, the three midfielders that play behind Nicky Daly, they all switch. Zaragoza went across to the right. Zeke Lewis came into the middle. So hard for the Tampa Bay Rowdies team to pick up these players. It's called a flexible lineup. And Coach Anhauser, to pull that off, you need years of experience to coach these players in that.
Robbie Crawford, the outswinger for Charleston. Ball looked like it hit off a Rowdy that time, or did it touch off the battery? I think the battery were wondering if they should get another shot. Lasso, though, will take it. Evan Loro comes over from New York Red Bulls, too. Replaced, what a goalkeeper we had last year in John McCarthy. He goes to MLS. Loro slides in his place and just grew every single week with this club. And has really been a leader in the locker room as well. Ian over there. And again, extremely physical. And this ball will belong to the Rowdies.
Well, Nicky Daly and Aaron Guillen have tussled before just minutes ago. Looks like the Jamaican is going to give the Mexican defender everything and every sort of bounce and touch available to him. Is Nicky Daly.
Now, soccer is such a mental game, isn't it? Guys trying to get into each other's heads. You're seeing a lot of those little battles here tonight.
It's such a long, tedious game that it starts to play in. The more you start to bounce and bump people.
Lakawecki trying to chase it down as we go end over end here in the 36th minute. Well, if the Rowdies can get to halftime, still scoreless, I think a big edge to Tampa Bay, because they have tremendous firepower coming off the bench tonight in the form of Leo Fernandez, Malik Johnson, and Lucky Mkosana.
You said it, Drew. Lucky Mkosana, 7 goals off the bench since coming from that trade to Louisville. That's the most from any player in the USL coming off the bench. What a weapon. Affectionately known as the super sub over here. Forrest Lasso and Evan Loro playing some cat and mouse. And the Rowdies also 8 of their 29 goals this season coming off the bench. More than any other team in the USL in 2020.
And certainly the increased subs have benefited Tampa Bay, as now here's Dahlgaard. Sebastian Dahlgaard switches back, tries to get a shot on with the left foot. Had it deflected and now cleaned up by the battery.
But Dahlgaard being a righty, the defense is going to offer him to go on his left, and he did. He has to finish off that move with a pass or a shot.
Steinberger sizing things up, over to Tejada, back to Zach Steinberger, shot coming. Kuzminski knocks it down.
Well, lovely interchange between Juan Tejada and the agent, Zach Steinberger, playing the ball into the Panamanian's legs. Here it is, Steinberger coming in, plays it to Tejada, he gets it back, and with the left foot snapshot, straight to Kuzminski. It looked like it was a foul. A yellow card for Jordan Scarlett.
Spikes a little bit high that time for Scarlett.
I'd love to see that again. Looks like Zarakostas was the man down. He's so tricky, the Greek. Looks like Jordan Scarlett got drawn out of his centre-back area. Here it is again. Zarakostas and Scarlett came studs high. He's showing the referee he got the ball. But according to Zarakostas, we have femur, we have ACL, MCL damage. Not sure if he's going to make it, Drew.
I think he'll be okay. Van Schaik. And now with a free kick. Gets over Lakawecki. And now this is Lewis. Lewis on top of it, little give and go time. Tejada there kind of lurking. Guenzati also up top with it. AJ Patterson. Pretty even matchup so far between these Group H rivals. It's tapped out by Doggone.
Well, after 39 minutes, this game has lived up to the hype. Both teams scratching, clawing. Intensity, there it is.
Oh, now it's really starting to heat up. And again, it's Dahlgaard and Zarakostas.
He's going to be in the middle of everything, Zarakostas. Of course, Dahlgaard, they've had their duels already in this first half. And the intensity is happening on the pitch and off the pitch as well.
And swinger here is Robbie Crawford. Corner kick starting to rack up for the Charleston Battery. This one high and long, and just misread by Charleston.
Well, it looks like the wind from the Bay Area took that ball a lot further than Robbie Crawford hoped. Do we call the wind from the Bay Area the 12th man?
Ralph's mob in effect. The sound effects give the Rowdies such a boost. So Skyway Casuals, those two groups bring it every single night here at Al Lang.
Speaking about 12 men.
Tejada. And Lakawecki. Gadula trying to post up there. Ekra. And a foul called on Steinberger.
Well, that's the sort of intensity that they want on the ball. Angelo Kelly gets the foul. But that's the sort of play that's going to break things up and create an opportunity. Because both teams are defending so well. But now they're looking to counter-press.
Jordan Doherty. Doherty goes down. And we play on. Angelo Kelly getting physical. Battery drawing the quick counter. Zico Lewis puts it through. Still alive here. Sicero, far post. And Lasso will take care of things for Tampa Bay. Wild action here at Al Lang. And coming up at halftime, sights and sounds from last week's victory over Birmingham. Also USL Championship storylines and highlights and stats from the first half with Ryan's second half outlook. Here's the Battery take on the Rowdies. A.J. Patterson. Lasso hammers it out again. Crowd a little sedated right now. Zarakostas, Scarlett, as the Rowdies continue to mark him tightly, and Stavros will stay down on the pitch. He is clutching his left ankle. Oh, gave it back to Zarakostas. Can't do that. Jordan Scarlett will win it right back for Tampa Bay. Tejada lurking. And now Kuzminski.
Well, it's all a little bit untidy right now for both teams. Oh, look at the pass from Zico Lewis.
Beautiful ball this time, right side. Battery, and Tampa Bay standing right up to it. And that's Lakawecki. He is not very big, one of the smallest guys on the pitch, but he's playing big right now.
But the industry that he brings to the team is why he's on the field. Charleston love to come up the sides, overlap with their wing backs. And Lakawecki, his job is to get back there and provide defensive cover. He can go from touchline to touchline. Offers Neil Collins, there he is, Max Lakawecki. Offers Neil Collins the option of bringing in Leo Fernandez later on in the game, like he did last week, where the game swung in the Rowdies' favor because of the substitutes.
Now, once retired from professional soccer, came back at the beginning of this year, wanted to train once again. Coach Collins said, yeah, you can come train with us. Eventually won the coach over. 16 can still play, we've seen it. And here he is. Tries to drive one with the left foot. Zarakostas, very sneaky for the men in black here tonight.
Well, we just saw Dalgard getting all the way back as well, just like Lakowecki, brought into the team to provide that cover as the ball was given away. Malik Johnson and Leo Fernandez so excellent going forward, but sometimes can lack that defensive cover, hence the reason for the change.
It's been about what we expected. Charleston and Tampa Bay, high-level soccer. USL championship style here in the 45th minute. Both teams playing extremely careful. Sachero now throws it in quickly. Steinberger, and now Dalgard. See if the Rowdies can perhaps get one more chance before halftime. Instead, Sachero has it. He'll spread it wide, and now this is Lewis. Lewis on the ground, and in a dangerous spot, Lasso makes sure to not take any chances. And 1 minute of extra time, 1 minute of extra time here in the first half.
Well, the problems happen when Zico Lewis and Zaracostas start to come inside, starts to create some space on the outsides. Zico Lewis made the most of it there. They have the Rowdies second guessing as they try to pick up their markers.
Corner kick coming. Lasso uses that height, gets up, gets a head on it.
So important for the Rowdies to have Forrest Lasso get on the end of those crosses, takes all the pressure off of his defense. There he is.
What a player. He has continued to just wow week in and week out. He absolutely grabs that defense by the bullhorns every single week.
And commands the 18-yard box.
That's going to do it for the first half. Scoreless, Tampa Bay and Charleston. When we come back, halftime festivities from downtown St. Pete. Don't you dare go away.
Bud Light Seltzer, unquestionably good. Bud Light Seltzer, unquestionably good.
This is crazy.
No, what's crazy is you don't think I'm a soccer superfan.
And you think you can block all 15 of my shots in different jerseys.
Yep, one for each dealership we have in the Tampa Bay area.
Yeah, all right, Mr. Superfan, we'll see.
You're right, that was crazy.
They're going to be the official sponsor of the Tampa Bay Rowdies.
You know it. You got like an ice bath around here or something? When you make it Morgan, we make it happen.
Jennifer Davis was the last person you'd expect to have a heart attack. But despite appearances, she had a spontaneous coronary artery dissection of the left anterior descending artery. But after being rushed to Baycare's St. Anthony's Hospital cath lab, doctors inserted 2 stents, which opened her artery. And thank heaven, this extremely rare attack was treated at an extremely rare hospital.
Scoreless here at Al Link Stadium. Tampa Bay Rowdies and Charleston Battery, second round of USL Championship postseason. And what a first round it was last week when the Rowdies took on the Birmingham Legion. downtown St. Pete. Rowdies and Legion. Steinberger, the outswinger. Straight on, shot, scored! Jordan Doherty! Tampa Bay on the scoreboard here in 2020. That's the Dogard, 1v1. Now sends it in, scored! Saber, sensational! Kasim gets the Legion on the board, and the Rowdies lead cut in half. But the Legion able to get behind now. Look out. Birmingham with an attempt and a goal. We are level at 2. To Guenzati, all serviced in, Emkosana! Rowdies retake the lead. Lucky Emkosana. Guenzati now working against 2. Spreading it to Leo Fernandez. Fernandez, little step, and a score! Leo Fernandez! Rowdies have doubled on Birmingham here, and it happened just like that. The Tampa Bay Rowdies get it done tonight at home.
Yes, sir, baby. Yes, sir, baby. 3 more. 3 more.
Next up! Next up!
Oh, what a night it was, and hopefully for the Rowdies, much more of that to come here in 2020. All right, now time for a word, a little bit more from USL Championship Soccer.
Hey, what's going on, guys? It's Ime from Black Arrow FC. We're back with episode 2 of our new show with the USL and the Black Players Alliance. Just in case you missed our first episode, this show is not just about soccer. It's about the work done on and off the field, especially in the communities, in the same communities that support the growth of the game right here in America. And that's why Black Arrow is working directly with the USL and the Black Players Alliance to make sure that we highlight and share these stories from our community. One of those communities that we want to highlight this week supports one of the USL's newest franchises, Legion FC. If you haven't heard about the Legion, no worries. Black Arrow, we got you covered. Outside of being one of the freshest and newest franchises in the USL, what really makes the Legion FC special is the fact that they play in one of the most historical and pivotal cities in the civil rights movement, Birmingham, Alabama. So right now, we're going to take you down south to Birmingham, Alabama, and tell you a story about a community and a movement that is taking place right now. We'll also talk about some of the interesting things going on within the USL and how they're supporting the Black community and soccer fans alike.
Knowing the role sports plays and myself growing up playing soccer, or should I say football, it allowed me to be introduced to different ideologies. The cultures were different, the communities were different, but we had one common goal, which was winning. Partnering with the Birmingham Civil Rights Institute transitions your team to a family. So we are excited that Legion FC can be the example. We look forward to expounding upon partnerships such as these, and we look forward to BCRIB being a beacon and a leader in this space as we continue to fight for human and civil rights.
Congratulations, John Hackworth. He is out of Louisville City, of course, the September-October Coach of the Month as Lou City concludes the season on a 6-game win streak, and they've got the East best record. USL Championship Final, ESPN and ESPN Deportes, November 1st, 8:30 p.m. And big news for Louisville City and North Carolina soccer families. Lynn Family Stadium and Wake Med Soccer Park hosting the NCAA Men's College Cup between now and 2025. Great news there. Look around the league and who is still alive. Phoenix Rising, of course, still making waves out west with Reno, El Paso as well, doing great things as we continue to watch the West. And here in the East, Lou City up on top over St. Louis as we speak. Charleston and Tampa Bay scoreless as we await half number 2. So the second half coming up here from Al Lang Stadium as Ryan Davis gets us ready for the second 45 when we come back.
Jennifer Davis was the last person you'd expect to have a heart attack. But despite appearances, she had a spontaneous coronary artery dissection of the left anterior descending artery. But after being rushed to Baycare's St. Anthony's Hospital cath lab, doctors inserted 2 stents, which opened her artery. And thank heaven, this extremely rare attack was treated at an extremely rare hospital.
A great challenge still lies before us, Florida. And as we try to understand this new normal, we must remember, things aren't normal. Not yet. So let's all keep doing our part to stay healthy until it is. We are one Florida, and Florida Blue remains committed to the one place we've ever called home.
The fighting spirit is one we all share. Amanda Nunes wears hers with pride. From standing up for herself against the doubters, to being the only woman in her MMA training gym. Amanda refused to let stereotypes get in her way. Whether inside the octagon or out. Since 1925, we've proved that it doesn't matter where you come from. It matters what you're made of. Modelo, the official beer of UFC.
First half highlights from downtown St. Pete. A.J. Patterson cut off by Sebastian Dahlgaard. Both teams sort of feeling each other out. Not many fireworks in the first 45.
Well, like we talked about at the beginning of the game, these two teams know each other so well. They finish each other's moves. They know what to expect. There's Zico Lewis with some trickery, trying to find Cichero in the middle. Cichero just could not finish it. Quick snapshot, comes off the side of the leg. With some rough tackling as well. Zaracostas, Dahlgaard, here's Guenzati. Here's Jan Ekra, the pass into Guenzati's path. He dinks it over through the middle. Leland Archer with a timely clearance with Juan Tejada coming in out the back door. Probably the most clear opportunity for the Rowdies in the first half. Here's Jordan Scarlett coming in, studs up on Zaracostas. And the man from Montego Bay goes in the referee's books. Zico Lewis now with the ball flashing across the goal. Zaracostas couldn't get there.
And you take a look at first half stats brought to you by Visit Tampa Bay. Possession slightly in favor of Charleston. Not many shots by either side. Yellows, of course, the one to Scarlett for the Rowdies. Corner kicks about even there as well. So as we get ready now for half number 2, remember, most of the Rowdies' firepower still on the bench. Ryan, take us away.
Well, I think both teams have a lot to offer in the second half coming off the bench. We'll start with the visitors, Dante Marini and Arthur Bosua. They are both very effective in getting goals. Bosua scoring the winner for Charleston in Charlotte last week in extra time to get them to this point. Now for the Rowdies, Lucky Mkosana, like we mentioned, scoring 7 goals over the last year off the bench, most by any USL player. He's going to have a part to play in the last 45 minutes of this match. So the Rowdies and the Battery have a lot to come with in regards to firepower. Malik Johnson, Leo Fernandez, both biting at the bit, trying to get in the game and try to have a say in the last 45 minutes. So a lot to play for. The bench is going to have a lot to offer. Let's see what happens in the last 45.
Good stuff, Ryan. As the Rowdies come back onto the pitch, fans soaking it in. Here, remember, many of these fans, as our attendance has slightly increased after each game, getting their first taste of Rowdies soccer here in the postseason. About 1,500 let into the park earlier today. And a festive crowd they have been. Of course, everybody with masks on. COVID protocol, of course, in effect. Players, coaches, fans abiding. Both teams about equal chances in the first half of play. Not much offense, I think more defense, and players not really wanting to make any mistakes. But in the second half, I guarantee you, we're going to see the temperature arise here at Al Lang.
Well, one of the big variables in soccer is fatigue, and fatigue equals mistakes. And those mistakes often lead to chances. So we're going to see which team bends first, which one makes the first mistake and the most costly mistake. So both teams better have their fitness checks leveled and ready to go. As we see the Rowdies ready to kick off.
Rowdies fans have just been so awesome all season long, continuing to support this club and the team. You can tell they have been playing with that energy that the fan base instills in them. That 12th man, as you mentioned earlier on, Ryan, certainly has been a huge factor as we start half number 2.
Well, just look at the intensity by Nicky Daly.
Second half underway.
A poor ball by Jordan Doherty at the start, and that creates a counter-attack for Charleston. And now Zico Lewis is out of position.
Seba Quinzati, such an electric goal scorer, leads the Rowdies in goals. One away from double digits in goals. He's got 9.
Talking about the fatigue level, Drew, let's not forget this Charleston Battery team went 120 minutes with Charlotte just a week ago. So these players know all about extra time. Of course, the Rowdies and Jordan Scarlett haven't seen any extra time thus far this season.
With so much firepower, and we talked about on that Tampa Bay bench, you have to wonder, when will Neil Collins call that firepower? When does he go to that electric goal scorer in M. Kosana?
I think more often than not, I think the 60 to 65 minute mark seems to be the area where Neil Collins starts to lean towards his more offensive players. We shall see, because every game has its own story. So we'll see how that plays out.
Sebastian Dahlgaard, what a surprise he has been this postseason. Former Hartford Athletic. Tries to put this one in the air, and the Rowdies will have a corner kick here. And notice the wind also. It is blowing a little bit to that far side, so sort of blowing in the face of those corners coming from that side.
Correct. Let's see who's going to take this one. Looks like it's going to be Zach Steinberger. He's going to have to put a lot of mustard in this one to get it past that wind and get it into the box. Not just to get it in the box, but get it in the box with pace. Makes it a lot easier on those headers.
Steinberger waits. Now gives it a ride. Forrest Lasso was in the neighborhood. Ekra got a piece of it. Seba now giving chase. Quinzati bodied up right at the end line, and it will belong to the Battery. Scarlett got to be careful. Of course, has the lone yellow in this match.
Just looking at the possession numbers at halftime, Drew, seeing Charleston having the edge, have to believe it's because of Leo Fernandez and Malik Johnson being on the bench. Rowdies going with a more defensive look.
Whistle that time on Lakawecki. Charleston a little sloppy possessing here. Rowdies trying to take advantage. So last week, remember, it was Tampa Bay going up by 2 goals. And then Birmingham coming back, tying it. Totally different story here. And as Gadula goes down this time, and Tejada gets whistled once again.
Juan Tejada is going to be a pest all night long if that ball breaks free. And Gadula is the latest victim of the Panamanian.
Scarlett throwing it in for the Rowdies. Not much flow here in the first few minutes of half number 2. Both teams a little bit choppy.
Good decision by Scarlett to throw the ball down the line. You don't want to give up that ball in that area. And this man's around Zico Lewis.
Lewis trying to catch up to it. Lewis able to stay on his feet and look out. Zico Lewis fires a shot, and there is Evan Laurel.
Well, Zico Lewis let the Rowdies off the hook there. He had Nicky Daly screaming at him for a tap-in, and the Bermudian went for the shot at the near post, and Evan Laurel gobbled it up. But that's one I'm sure the number 10 will want back. What an opportunity that was for Charleston.
Scarlett can't get to it. Goes across the touchline. And that's a possession wasted for Tampa Bay.
Relax, your guy took it. Relax.
Ball crossed. Tapped by Guillen. Lasso will head it back to Laurel.
Calmly done by Forrest Lasso. Read the situation. Nicky Daly was closing in and just calmly headed it back to his goalkeeper.
Love the chemistry between Lasso and Laurel, the 2 L's. And the back for the Rowdies.
It's just lovely, Drew. Lovely. With another L.
Usually you don't like 2 L's back to back, but the Rowdies love their 2 L's.
They're lucky to have Lasso and Laurel.
And Lakawecki. Getting carried away here. Lasso, I think he had the great statement early on in the season when he said, "We want the rest of the league to hate us." Remember, Neil Collins thought that this team was not mentally tough enough last year when they needed to be most. And Lasso has completely changed that here in 2020. Rowdies trying to turn around here when Zadi gets them rolling. And Tejada trying to post up. Ball skate right through his legs.
Wow.
Zaracostas, Scarlett. Those two have been battling as well, and the fans appreciate great soccer here at Al Lang.
Well, Jordan Scarlett is not going to give an edge. The Jamaican gets all the way back in front of Zaracostas and calmly hits it out of play for a throw.
A spot in the USL Championship Final on the line next weekend as the conference finals begin Saturday, October 24th. ESPN Plus is the place to be on the way to USL Championship Final November 1st, 8:30 p.m. Eastern on ESPN and ESPN Deportes. Ball serviced. No one can get to it. Lakawecki will touch it first. Lakawecki. Always in the way, it seems. That's a good thing.
He has a motor like no one else. Robbie Crawford trying to get some room to whip the cross in. And there's Lakawecki, left foot, right in place to stop the cross, which is very important to stop the service. Don't give the centre-backs the pressure of trying to head it out.
Tap down now. Scarlett, oh, it swept him. Jordan Scarlett. Upset, he's got to be careful, remember, sitting on the yellow.
Well, Zaracostas came from behind, and Jordan Scarlett understands he has a yellow card, pleading to the referee.
And a good show of sportsmanship there between Zaracostas and Scarlett, and a little talking to for the Galloping Greek.
That's right. Greece on Jamaica crime, they call that.
Absolutely. He is becoming one of the stars of this USL Championship.
And it's exactly what you want from your midfielder slash forward. He has so much intensity on the other side of the field, just giving defenders a hard time.
54th minute. Still waiting for our first goal here at Tampa Bay. Dalgar across the midfield line. Tejada once again shielded off. Ekra trying to get to it. And the battle here won by Lewis and the battery.
Just want to see Juan Tejada get the ball in motion, on the run, rather than constantly having oversized centre-backs on his back. You want to see the number 17 in motion, going from side to side. Not to say he can't do it, but it's just a lot more effective for the Rowdies when he can get the ball played to his feet while he's progressing up the field or running into space.
Makawecki avoids that touch line, and now here's Jordan Doherty. Such soft feet for the Rowdies. Ekra with Steinberger now combining.
But he's been such a surprise and a welcome surprise for the Rowdies.
Sent in, Tejada watches it go by. On Tejada again, in the right spot, just couldn't seem to collect it. And now Charleston regrouping.
Oh. Yeah, we talk about Jordan Doherty, so calm on the ball. Moves the ball from side to side, gives his team a lot of flow. He's never out of position. He knows his role. Just a lot, everything you want in a defensive midfielder. And oh, by the way, has 2 terrific goals under his belt this season.
Yep, from about the same spot.
Yep.
Top of the box, just outside it. Big one last week to get the Rowdies on the board against Birmingham. Tampa Bay Rowdies, Charleston Battery, Drew Felios, Ryan Davis. And our phenomenal crew bringing you Tampa Bay Rowdies soccer all year long. This for the chance to compete for the Eastern Championship against the winner of St. Louis and Louisville City. Nip and tuck so far. Tejada will spread it wide. And now here's Dahlgaard. Juan Tejada still on the ground for the Rowdies. As Kuzminski picks it up for the visitors. And Tejada, he has been bumped around over the last 10 minutes big time.
Well, I totally expect the referee, as this ball goes out of play, to give Leland Archer a yellow card. Well, let's see how long his memory is. It was off the ball, and he took a swipe at Tejada. It just shows the intensity between the center forward and the center back. They've been going at it hammer and tongue all night.
Just sense a little bit in the Rowdies' attack. It may be time to start think about guys like Leo Fernandez and what he can do for you coming off the bench. Also, boy, when Malik Johnson comes into the game, this crowd is going to erupt. Tejada going down again. He has taken the bumps here tonight.
It looks like the referee's memory may hold true. There's Leland Archer's yellow card.
There you go. Finally comes out. So Tejada basically sacrificing his body for that yellow.
Excellent officiating. Took his time, allowed the play to go on, remembered the occasion, remembered the incident. And as that ball went out, went back and gave Leland Archer the yellow card.
A little bit of gamesmanship there.
Now, a center back being on a yellow card is a lot different than a winger and a forward being on a yellow card. His entire night depends on his tackling ability. And now he's been cautioned. Certainly he's going to change a little bit of his demeanor. Leland Archer.
Aaron Guillen gives it a nice ride. Dahlgaard.
What a pass by Aaron Guillen.
Dahlgaard tries to get to the 18. Couldn't do it. Again, that battery wall just clogging things up. And now players. And bodies flying all over the pitch. And that was Zarakostas that time. There was no contact.
Well, what happens when Zarakostas and Gwenzati get in the same area? Sparks and flames go flying.
Kind of like Tasmanian Devil, Bugs Bunny back in the day.
It's like when Roadrunner meets Speedy Gonzalez.
Exactly.
Yes. I think I got my Warner Brothers characters correct there.
Glued to it every Saturday morning.
Must see TV.
Where have those days gone?
I know.
Ekra back to Guillen. And now Jan Ekra sizing things up. Oh, what a pass, squeezing it through. Dahlgaard now can do something with it. Gwenzati blocked. Gwenzati on the rebound, tries to turn around. And And sent up by the battery. Once again, Charleston recovering just in time.
Desperate defending by Charleston. Center backs, full backs, everybody getting involved. Just black shirts trying to stop the shot. Gwenzati, such a poacher of goals, as we've seen for the last 2 seasons. Just denied by this stubborn Charleston defense. Full credit. Zach Steinberger loses control.
You can just feel, though, every possession, the pressure, the tension continues to build. Like that first goal is right around the corner.
It's that 60-minute mark when you're going to start seeing some substitutes. Looks like Charleston have some players up on the sideline warming up. You mentioned Dante Marini, a young player by the name of Temi, and Arthur Boswa.
Well, turn on Sirius XMFC, North America's only 24/7 source of soccer radio. Fans of the USL can now listen to the best matches of the week, along with action from MLS, the Premier League, UEFA Champions League, Sirius XMFC channel 157 on your Sirius XM radio and Sirius XM app. Am I going to flick that on and hear you one day, Ryan Davis? Seems like you're everywhere lately.
Thank you, Drew.
Rowdies will toss it in on the far side. If you're Neil Collins, what are you thinking right now for Tampa Bay? Just kind of continue to hold things and wait for those weapons to come into the game, or do you still feel like chances are to be had right here?
Well, I think Leo Fernandez on this left-hand side, closest to your screen, can do some damage like he did last week at this time. I think he may be the first option coming off the bench. And then, of course, is also Lucky Mkosana for maybe Juan Tejada or Zach Steinberger, because Sebastian Gwenzati can step back into Steinberger's role, and Mkosana and Tejada can play up top.
Charleston offense extremely quiet. Zico Lewis, a rare giveaway there. And the Rowdies, not much work in also.
Well, Dalgard trying to go direct there. A little bit of lack of patience. And I think that's coming with the fatigue. Some concentration is going. Look at Nicky Daly. What a play he's going to be. Here he is.
Nicky Daly. He's down. Play on. Oro will take care of it. A goal kick coming up.
At the tender age of 20 years old, already a Jamaican international. Nicky Daly.
'62nd minute. Charleston has 2 1-0 victories over the Rowdies this year. The last one a 2-1 result. Tampa Bay's victory 2-0, of course, back in July. So not as many goals as you would think coming in these matchups. Tonight, another defensive struggle here thus far. Scarlett on top of it for the Rowdies. Possession in the second half owned by the green and gold.
Looks like Coach Collins had some discussions in the halftime. Rowdies been a lot more careful with their possession. As we see here, Jordan Doherty pulling the strings.
Scarlett takes some time now. Steinberger.
Just want to see that possession turn into chances created, Drew. And that's going to, of course, take some speed in the last third. Bouncing the ball from side to side is nice, but you're going to have to bring something extra in the last third to create a chance.
Steinberger tried to squeeze it through in a tight space. And again, traffic right in the middle of the park. Doherty touches it far now. Jordan Doherty, such a smooth operator. Really picking his spots here for Tampa Bay, just sitting right there middle of your screen.
And the reason he can jog and stroll into positions is because he's never out of position, Jordan Doherty. It may look easy, but it's not. Crowd
waiting to erupt still here in the 64th minute. Hoping think the Rowdies can strike first. Dalgard, rather Guillen with Ekra. Jan Ekra sending it wide. Dalgard can't get to it.
A great ball by Jan Ekra, but we talked about the fatigue factor. 64 minutes in, Sebastian Dalgard had a hard time getting on the end of that. Kuzminski, of course, very, very happy to have that ball in his hands now.
Jan Ekra, 3 assists here this season. He's a little bit injured first half of the year, but able to recover. Rowdy's simply such a better team when he is in the 11.
MVP for this team, can play anywhere, defensive midfield, center midfield, attacking midfield. Just so versatile for Coach Collins.
Crowd providing the atmosphere and a playoff atmosphere here in downtown St. Pete. Forrest Lasso and the Rowdies still scoreless. Charleston Battery.
Just looking at the way the Rowdies have not attacked this left-hand side, as you see with Lakawecki. I have to believe if Leo Fernandez can get on the pitch, more passes are going to be coming this way.
Steinberger tries to sneak one through, does just that. Nice 1-2, and here we go. Lakawecki, left-footed, tried to cross it through, and it winds up at the feet of Dalgard. Ekra collecting. Jan Ekra sending it back. Jordan Scarlett, little flick. Steinberger trying to get in there, and it gets cleared momentarily by Charleston. Tejada once again, pesky as ever.
Nobody has control over the ball right now. Now Kelly does, and he gives it away to Tejada. Both teams struggling to hold possession here.
Rowdies with some numbers. Steinberger. Guenzati sends it back, sharing it nicely. Tampa Bay, this is beautiful soccer. Guillen. Tampa Bay trying to really make each possession quality. We're doing that right now. Here's Lakawecki now. Max Lakawecki sends it in with the left foot. Oh, Steinberger tried to whip it around as well. Now it's Guillen, take a deep breath.
Here in Guillen really taking his time. They have players queuing up for the cross a couple seconds ago. They decided to come back into the middle.
Lakawecki, one more service. This one on the ground. And Zico Lewis able to control it now for Charleston.
Both teams looking very predictable in the last third now.
Jan Ekra. Ekra thought about it. Took a blast from distance. Here come the Battery. Counter time with Nick Q. Daly. Daly can do it alone. Lasso trying to stay with him. Switches back and able to get a piece of it, but no harm done. Loro waiting for it.
Well, Mauro Cicero begging for that ball to come in, but Nicky Daly going for that first post, just like Zico Lewis did a couple in the first half. It looks like Sebastian Dalgard has gone down on the far side of your screen.
So a much needed whistle there. Dalgard sitting on the turf, and for Tampa Bay, first 2 substitutes set to enter the contest in the form of Lucky Mkosana and Leo Fernandez here in the 68th minute.
That is literally, yes, Dalgard. Maybe a change of plans for Coach Collins, because Leo Fernandez was supposed to come in on this left-hand side by Lakawecki. And with Dalgard going down, let's see if Coach Collins makes a change of plans here and puts Leo Fernandez on the right-hand side. He's covered so much ground tonight, trying to stay with the Greek Zarakostas. Sebastian Dalgard. Looks like Jordan Scarlett is continuing that conversation with the referee.
So Dalgard being tended to. And while this is happening, everybody chance to just take a deep breath. There's a furious sequence we just had moments ago. Stuart Dobson, there you see Rowdies' assistant coach, as Tampa Bay set to welcome Fernandez, number 11, Nkosana, 77. Leo, so good one-on-one, such a creator. And lucky Nkosana, one of the elite goal scorers, maybe the best off the bench in USL Championship.
Oh, he is the best off the bench when it comes to getting goals. And some wholesale changes here. Tahada, Lakaweki, Dalgard, great shift. And here comes nuclear energy. And Lucky Nkosana, Leo Fernandez, and Malik Johnson, Eric Canada himself.
Malik Johnson, you talk about highlight reel plays. This young man has provided it for the Rowdies over the last few years. Made an immediate impact last week, came on, had a brilliant assist. And Nkosana, I don't think anybody uses their head better on this roster. Rowdies back to work. Seba Guenzati, little spring in the step now as Fernandez works from the near corner.
Well, we talked about coming on this left-hand side. If Leo Fernandez comes in the game, immediately they come to the left. Just good defending by Leland Archer.
Zico Lewis taken away immediately, and that's a great job by Guillen. This is Ekra now for the Rowdies, and he's got eyes in the back of his head.
You kind of want to give the players a touch on the ball. Here's Malik Johnson's first touch. Get some confidence going.
Malik Johnson gets ready to send one in. Louisville City still leading against St. Louis.
Well, remember Malik Johnson's first touch last week. It was across to Lucky Nkosana for the equalizer. Sorry, the go-ahead goal.
Ian sharing with Fernandez. Nkosana back to Leo. And now Lucky Nkosana.
Have to get out of that corner.
Guillen with Ekra. I'll give it away there. As Pagula comes up with it. Rowdy's able to win it back though. Guenzati and now Leo Fernandez. Leo sizing up the pitch. Did get a foot on it there, but it gets away once more. Guenzati, nothing easy as the battery cannot seem to collect it. And now Malik Johnson. Johnson looking for a little space. He'll do it himself. Malik Johnson with a cross on the ground, and Kuzminski able to cover it for the battery.
Well, fresh legs, Malik Johnson against the tired AJ Patterson. And Malik Johnson just gets enough daylight to whip that one across the goal. And that ball comes across the mixer, Drew. Anything can happen. Kuzminski could not hold on to it. Of course, Guenzati and Lucky Nkosana was in the district.
See the immediate chemistry between Fernandez and Guenzati. Those two guys know each other so well.
Two longest standing Rowdy players in the organization. 3 years plus.
They've certainly been through it. Jan Ekra, Nkosana, Guenzati, and now Leo Fernandez. Leo with a lane. He'll able to get a hold of it, and Kuzminski drifts back to cover it just in time. That ball nearly got away.
But that's the pace the Rowdies have to have in the last third. The ball went from right to left very quickly. Again to Leo Fernandez, who tried to whip it across for Lucky Nkosana. In the end, Kuzminski did well to hold on. That's an awkward one for the keeper.
Well, the USL Elite Pre-Professional Platform, USL Academy, allowing clubs across the USL to build a pathway to pro soccer. Following the success of the first Academy Cup events, clubs can now apply to participate in USL Academy League, kicking off spring 2021. For more info, usl-academy.com or search #USL Academy on social media. Charleston Battery, Tampa Bay Rowdies. Everybody on the edge of their seat tonight at Al Lang Stadium. And Kosana involved there, as going down hard was Angelo Kelly.
Look at the recovery by Angelo Kelly, losing that ball and just turned on the afterburners and got back before Lucky and Kosana could get a foot on it.
And there is number 19, Dante Marini, set to check in for Charleston. And Daly is going to go to the bench. So Dante Marini, every bit the inspiration for this Battery franchise, battling through numerous knee injuries. A goal this season, but don't look at the stats. He means everything and so much more to the Men in Black.
He's, like you said, 7 seasons with this team. 6 chances created so far for the year. He creates inspiration in the last third. He's going to go on that left-hand side, which means he's going to look to provide some service for Zaracostas and company.
And a hydration break. Second one for the Rowdies, and the Battery still scoreless in the 76th minute. Tampa Bay Rowdies trying to continue. Just tremendous fever right now going on in the Tampa Bay area with sports teams. Of course, the NHL's Tampa Bay Lightning winning a Stanley Cup. Tampa Bay Rays battling the Houston Astros tonight. And Game 7 of the ALCS. Rowdies here, and then who knows what to expect from the Tampa Bay Bucks.
So all this beautiful temperature can easily go to waste as you tune in to your Tampa Bay Sports Network. It's just non-stop in the area.
Who do you think has the edge moving forward here?
I think in the second half, we see the Rowdies having a lot more possession and then creating more chances because of the possession. And there's the Scottish Iron Brew. There's the Scotland representation. Iron Brew, of course, a famous drink in Scotland. But I think the Rowdies have the edge because of the amount of possession they've been able to hold. And then the firepower that has come off the bench. Leo Fernandez, Malik Johnson, Lakiem Kosana. We saw Dante Marini come on. But just him against those 3 that came off the bench for the Rowdies have to give the edge to the home team.
We always like to talk about soccer around the world, and right now VAR not really on your good side, is it, Ryan?
No, my beloved Liverpool got the game winner disallowed because the elbow of the forward crossed the line in VAR, and so they had to end up with a draw with their heated rivals Everton.
And you showed me a picture of that. I mean, we mean the very tip skin of that elbow.
Yeah. And the entire goal was ruled off in the 92nd minute. Talk about taking it to an extreme. Something I'm sure the World Soccer Organization will look at, FIFA, and make a decision about VAR going forward.
Fernandez for Kosana. Rowdies in the 78th minute here looking for their first goal. Leo Fernandez in through traffic, contact, and a foul. So free kick coming up for Tampa Bay in a really good spot.
Well, the little man from Bermuda, Zico Lewis, knew exactly where Leo Fernandez was going. He was coming back for the 1-2. And the number 10 stuck his leg out and made sure the Brazilian couldn't continue his run. This angle certainly favors the right footer, and Zach Steinberger seems like he's first in line to kick this one.
Joe Kuzminski on guard. Zach Steinberger.
Of course, Forrest Lasso just bent over on the far post. He's going to want to be on the end of this one.
Steinberger, nice and low, and scored! Lucky! Rowdies on the board here in the 79th.
The man they call Lucky scores yet again from off the bench. The near post cross. And look at the finish by Lucky Nkosana. Had to go back and fetch the cross. And just lobs it over Kuzminski. There he is, he goes backwards and flicks it over. And he breaks the deadlock. Forrest Lasso was merely a decoy. The man from Zimbabwe does it again. He's thankful. But no one is more thankful than this Rowdies crowd. Wow, 11 minutes to go. Game on.
A moment of magic for Rowdies fans. And the fan favorite, Lucky Nkosana. This stadium right now is on its feet.
But if you are the Charleston battery, you have to start throwing caution to the wind. Robbie Crawford on the ball has to push up further now.
Here's Crawford finding some space. Oh, mishit. Rowdies get lucky as Lasso will quickly clear it, and Charleston will throw it in.
Offensive players like Malik Johnson and Leo Fernandez who came in to break the deadlock. Now that the deadlock is broken, they have 10 minutes to defend.
Ekra. See if the Rowdies can kind of get through this emotion. Of course, the juice is flowing after the goal, and now Nkosana in the clear.
Speed.
Lucky Nkosana, foot race. He'll take a shot, and it skates just past the far post. Still live, and Fernandez will catch up to it for the Rowdies.
Well, you can see the versatility, open space in the box. He has the whole package, Lucky Nkosana. The legend continues, Drew.
Ekra now settling things.
The story gets bigger and bigger. Lucky Nkosana. That is number 8 now, since coming from that trade from Lou City.
Still 1-0, Lou City leading St. Louis. Continuing to keep an eye on that matchup. Rowdies have the advantage here, and a numbers edge. And Nkosana trying to get to it. Fernandez, rather Quinsati, was right there with him. If Seba had been able to get a touch there, it would have been real trouble.
But now Charleston throwing everything. The game is wide open. And the referee, there's so much noise in the crowd and intensity on the field. Nobody has heard the whistle. Looks like it's going to be a free kick for Charleston Battery.
Well, a spot in the USL Championship Final on the line next weekend. Conference Finals, October 24th, as it's on ESPN Plus all the way to the USL Championship, November 1st, 8:30 p.m. Eastern, ESPN Deportes, the place to be. Rowdies on top 1-0, 82nd minute, Lucky Nkosana, and Tampa Bay trying to hang on. Battery send it in on the ground, and it's in the hands of Evan Laurel.
So it's 1-0 here. Tampa Bay Rowdies over Charleston, and Lou City are hanging on to a 1-0 lead against St. Louis in the other heavyweight bout in the Eastern Conference.
Touch that time. Quinsati trying to race to it. Kuzminski gets there first. Tampa Bay will throw it in. And now more substitutions as Arthur Bashwa, the big forward, checks in, and that'll send Cichero to the bench for Charleston.
Well, Cichero just did not get the service he was hoping for tonight. But Bashwa is a big forward, a target man, and all he needs is service in the air from anywhere, and he'll go get it. Just like the winner he scored against Charleston last week in the 105th minute of that match.
Angelo Kelly, nice touch. And now Charleston can't hang on again. Malik Johnson comes over for the Rowdies.
Look at the control. And as I say that, he loses control.
Robbie Crawford, fans watching all over the world, big fans of number 6. And now this is Marini. Marini, crafty as ever. Setting the table here. Logan Gadula. He'll fire right at Laurel.
What a strike by Gadula. Easy take in the end by Lauro. Excellent attempt.
Possession story. Surprised at how the Rowdies have controlled the pace here in the second half. They have been brilliant.
And now you can expect Charleston going to throw everything at them. That possession count is going to change.
Remember, there is no tomorrow. It's win or it's go home. Marini through traffic. Let one go just to the right.
Well, that's a little glimpse of Boshua, what he can do. Back to the goal. Gets it and lays it off for the oncoming Marini.
Corner kick coming up. Rowdies had the touch. Robbie Crawford will take it.
Aaron Guillen is on Boshua.
Sent back, and now drilled nearly out of the stadium. Well, I mentioned Crawford. We got fans in Scotland watching our broadcast tonight, watching Robbie Crawford do his thing. Another extremely talented player, and I'll tell you what, watch these guys compete tonight. I mean, I know technically in American pro soccer there's one more level. Doesn't feel like it tonight. I mean, these two teams, I'll take them in a night like tonight against anybody.
The more the USL competes, the longer it goes, the higher the level is going to get. And you're going to start seeing it on a week-by-week basis. And you're starting to see the cream of the crop now.
Headed up by Guillen, and also by Jordan Doherty. Ekra owning that center circle. Guenzati, his motor never stops. Seba Guenzati. Guenzati tries to cross it in. Emko Sane, Kuzmitsky, and the Rowdies will have a corner.
Zach Steinberger just trying to find space for Guenzati, and in the 85th minute, El Capitan is bent over with fatigue. Players trying to catch their breath. It's all about heart right now for both sides, Charleston and Tampa Bay. You don't need to look too far to find that man's heart. Lucky Mkosana.
It'll be Zach Steinberger once again.
Again, going against the wind, Drew. That ball cannot be allowed to hang up in the breeze on a counter-attack.
Keep an eye on Force Lasso. Lasso waiting. Force Lasso switches it back, tries to get it through. That's not his game as Zaracostas is able to take it away. Lasso got to be careful. He goes down hard, and now obviously a big void in the back with him on the other side.
Jordan Doherty filling that role lovely.
That's what team soccer is all about, picking up for your brother, right?
As soon as Forrest Lasso is out of position, the defensive midfielder slides right back into that center-back position.
Now it's Gadula. Leo Fernandez wanting it, not going to get the benefit this time. Battery will throw it in quickly. Lasso, and now Zaracostas. Don't let him control whatever you do. He is a game changer.
And with this Charleston battery blanket over the Tampa Bay Rowdies now, just desperation.
Crawford, and now Lasso. Every touch, the Rowdies closer and closer to a berth in the Eastern Championships.
Scarlett. Look at the touch.
Now it's Ekra and Fernandez. Crowd excited with every Rowdies touch. Leo Fernandez going down here. And Leyland Archer will place it down. The Rowdies will have a free kick.
Well, there's a lot of space behind the Charleston back line, but not a lot of space in front of it, as all the black shirts are in the Rowdies half. So the Rowdies are almost looking to kick the ball into space rather than to a green and yellow shirt. Wow, that ball stays in.
He can absolutely fly.
Jordan Scarlett.
Just doesn't move.
Just amazing. One-on-one defensive ability, aerial ability, team defense ability. He ticks every box.
So Zico Lewis over there trying to make something happen. Scarlett, the recognition, the defense, as far as the team is concerned, it's been better tonight than it has been all season long in one particular match. I mean, the Rowdies have marked just beautifully. Evan Lauro will place it down for a goal kick, and now we start to wonder about extra time as we approach the end of regulation. Tampa Bay Rowdies, Charleston Battery. Do the Battery have a goal left in them? As we're going to have approximately 4 minutes of extra time here.
Evan Lauro is going to have to kick this ball by Leo Fernandez down by the sideline. Here it comes.
There it is, 4 minutes extra time. It's go time for Charleston. Angelo Kelly.
Those boos are for the time that's going to be added on the 4 minutes. Of course, Al Lang not impressed. They want 30 seconds.
I want to start the party right now. There will be a party tonight here in downtown St. Pete if the Rowdies can hang on. Battery now with A.J. Patterson. Patterson on the ground, has it cut off. The Rowdies digging in here.
Anywhere will do now for Guenzati. Oh,
get it forward. Zach Steinberger ahead of the pack. Steinberger can't stay on his feet. Able to come back though, and the Rowdies can't keep possession. And Kosana now giving chase. He challenges. You think these players want to play for an Eastern Championship?
Just desperation. Forwards, midfielders, everyone alike putting tackles in.
Now it's Marini getting a pass through. Top of the 18 and now retreating. Near side, Gadula. He'll get it back. Guillen got to be exhausted. He has played his heart out here tonight.
Go for Boswa, this last post.
Service on the way. Lauro is there. And let's see, did it cross the end line? Or did Evan keep it in? I believe he did keep it in, and he gives the big thumbs up.
Tough for the linesman to see on the near side of your screen. Evan Lauro's body protecting the ball. Down to the corner flag again. Excellent kick by Lauro.
Rowdies trying to keep it in.
That is picture perfect for a goal kick at this time of the game.
And Kosana gonna have it in a dangerous spot. Lucky switching back, flicks it back to Leo Fernandez. Just a little bit off. Great idea for Tampa Bay.
But Lucky and Kosana on the penalty spot, cannot be looking to pass the ball there. Has to get a shot off. Cannot defer responsibility at this time, Drew.
Crowd using the bleachers as noisemakers. It is loud. 1,500 sounds like about 5,000 right now. Jan Ekra. Steinberger. Zach Steinberger spreading it. Malik Johnson.
At this point, the Rowdies cannot get too excited. If the ball gets turned over, there could be a counter-attack. A.J. Patterson not happy. So even though they have room to play with Drew, you cannot commit players forward. You have to keep players back in case a counter-attack explodes.
Wrestling match in the corner. Kosana going down, and now Malik Johnson doesn't like it, steps in for his teammate. Leyland Archer also. And the Rowdies got to be careful.
Sheba Gwenzati in the way, making sure Malik Johnson does not get involved.
Fans ready to celebrate. Have the Rowdies done enough to secure a spot in the Eastern Championship? Battery perhaps with one last chance. Doherty. Good touch by Zarakostas. Right back. Laura watches it skate by. And we can take a deep breath.
Well, the entire Al-Lang just lost their breath. Zico Lewis's chip with the outside of his boot just whisks past the far post. And there they are on their feet in Al-Lang. And this should be the last kick of the game.
These fans want this.
Aaron Guillen wants this.
And these fans deserve this. The Tampa Bay Rowdies are headed to the championship in the East. Lucky Mko Sana, the hero, as the Rowdies. What a moment for the franchise. 1-0 over their Group H rival, the Charleston Battery. What a night, what a game, what a moment.
Drew, it was a long, long way, but they made it against this Charleston team who's had their number all season long. Styles make fights, and they overcame that style tonight. And Coach Collins has to be relieved.
When we come back, we'll wrap it up. Lucky Mko Sana, Forrest Lasso and company amongst two standing in the East at the end of tonight.
Bud Light Seltzer, unquestionably good. Bud Light Seltzer, unquestionably good.
Jennifer Davis was the last person you'd expect to have a heart attack. But despite appearances, she had a spontaneous coronary artery dissection of the left anterior descending artery. But after being rushed to Baycare's St. Anthony's Hospital cath lab, doctors inserted 2 stents, which opened her artery. And thank heaven, this extremely rare attack was treated at an extremely rare hospital.
This is crazy.
No, what's crazy is you don't think I'm a soccer superfan.
And you think you can block all 15 of my shots in different jerseys.
Yep, one for each dealership we have in the Tampa Bay area.
Yeah, all right, Mr. Superfan, we'll see.
You're right, that was crazy.
They're going to be the official sponsor of the Tampa Bay Rowdies?
You know it. You got like an ice bath around here or something? When you make it Morgan, we make it.
The Rowdies are going to the Eastern Championship. 1-0, the final over the Charleston Battery. And a night full of incredible moments. What great competition we saw. 2 teams absolutely battling from start to finish. It was fast, it was physical, and it was special.
Well, we see Gwenzati getting in. Dinks the ball through. Lyndon Archer with the clearance. Wanta harder, waiting for that one. But the number 5 says no way, and keeps this score at 0. Here's Zico Lewis now with a bit of magic. Ball goes across the face of the goal. Zarakostas not there to tap it in. Saber Gwenzati just bodies flying just to get in front of the ball to stop the shot. Charleston survive. But here comes Nike Daly coming on his left foot. Cicherota's left one to the ball. Leo Fernandez gets bring down the substitute. And Zach Steinberger with the cross, and Lucky Mko Sana breaks the deadlock with an absolutely special header by the Zimbabwean.
Oh, what a night. Lucky Mko Sana continues to add to his heroics. Louisville City, meanwhile, taking care of St. Louis. That's a final, 2-0. The Rowdies will head to Lou City next week. So a bit of a downer. Of course, we wanted one more game here at Al-Lang, but still, the Rowdies get it done, and they are amongst 4 playing for a USL Cup. And there you take a look at the bracket the way it stands. Lou City and Tampa Bay, no strangers. Coach Hackworth big Rowdies fan growing up. Coach Collins in Tampa Bay. They've gone head-to-head with Louisville City, but it will certainly be special a week from now. What a night it's been. What a year it's been. We want to thank you so much for watching Rowdy Soccer here on ESPN Plus. For our tremendous crew from here at Al Lang Stadium in a very trying 2020 it has been. What a reward the Rowdies gave us here tonight. For Ryan Davis and company, I'm Drew Felios. Rowdies win 1-0 over the Charleston Battery. We'll see you next year, and go Rowdies.
This copyrighted telecast of the United Soccer League Championship cannot be retransmitted, rebroadcast, or reproduced without the expressed written consent of the United Soccer League Championship.